What's up, Foundation? What's up, YouTube? It's me, your big partner, Cartoon One. I'm back again, man. Uh, Before we get started, it's story time. Man, look, before we get started, man, I need for my loyal followers, man, I need for my loyal Foundation members, man, to go over there to my new channel, The Village Storyteller. And check out the videos, man, and subscribe. I know dang well that it's more of y'all that can go over there than what's going. Man, don't let me down, man. Don't let me down, man. Don't let me down. Anyway, man, listen. This is a man. Listen, this is a story about one of the biggest mistakes I had ever made in my life. Man, it's something, man, a situation, man, look. This is something I never been through. This is something I never been through. And it was with a woman, man. It was with a woman. It was with a woman. It happened out here when right around when I very first got out of prison, which was, years and years and years ago. But anyway, it was before I got with my wife. Right, before I got with my wife. Me and my wife been married now, right around, going on right at 5 years. Yeah, we've been together around 5 years now. Right before I got with her though, I had messed around and got with one of these crazy women out here in Birmingham, Alabama. Not knowing, man. Listen, for anybody who has never, ever dealt with a woman from the South or with a man, listen. What? Check this out. They mouth is off the chain. They mouth is off the chain. I have never heard a woman talk to a man the way I've seen women out here in Alabama talk to a man. They gon' talk to a man real bad. And listen, that bitch word, that's the first thing coming out their mouth. But man, a woman out here will talk to you so bad, you'll be like, huh? Now, and if you ain't used to that, if you ain't, it'll throw you for a loop, because it threw me for a loop. Man, I messed around when I first got out. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a say it. I'm gonna say it. Can't do nothing about it. Can't prove it. I used to go back up to the prison because, you know what I'm saying, I got some homies that's still locked up out here. And they locked up. Some of them got life, ain't gonna never come home. Well, got life without and ain't gonna never come home. Some of them got some years, but now I'm out. Me being a rider that I am, I'm like, okay, I ain't gonna forget my homies, you know what I'm saying? They from LA like me, they in there, we way out here away from home. So boom, they needed packs, you know what I'm saying? Like I told you, the security in Alabama prison system was so loose that, they was getting packs thrown over the fence. Dudes creeping through the woods late at night, running up to the fence, and they throwing, they got the packs wrapped up a certain way. Man, they throwing dope, cell phones, they throwing everything over the fence. You know what I'm saying? And, they coming out, whatever they do to come out and get it, they coming out and get it. So anyway, I was doing, I'm doing my due diligence. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I'm on that, okay, just because I'm out, I'm not finna forget my homies. I ain't gonna forget my people that's still in there. I'm gonna help them by any way I can, any means necessary. And so if that meant, you know what I'm saying, me going over here, picking up something over here, going over there, picking up some, going over here, picking up some, and taking it over here to get wrapped up a certain way, over there to get wrapped up a certain way, and whatever. And then me bringing it, traveling back up to the prisons, 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, and slanging it over the fence, then I'm going to do it. And that's what I was doing. We had a crew, man. My homie got with me and needed something, man. We had a crew. And in the crew was this girl. That's how I ended up meeting her. One thing led to another. Oh, I'm going to just call her D. I ain't going to say her real name. I'm going to call her D. Anyway, one thing led to another, man, and I started kind of talking to her. She looked at all right, she looked good. I'm like, all right, you know what I'm saying? After all them years, all right, yeah, I need to hit this real quick. So I'm telling my homie back in the pen when he called me, I'm like, cuz, hey man, get it, old girl. He like, man, that's on you, homie. So, I'm like, all right. So I told him, I say, well, look, I ain't gonna just mess with it. No, I just want to hit it a couple of times and I'm through. Okay, hit it a couple of times turned into a relationship. At first, I wasn't gonna fool with her like that for no long period of time. So after about a month, I said, well, look, I'm finna do something different and go about my way and have a nice date. She wasn't going for it. She like, what? You crazy. I'm like, what you talking about? No, we together. We together? Yeah, we together. You know what I'm saying? No, I like you and then we together. So at first it was flattering and I found it kind of funny. It wasn't flattering and found funny no more after a minute because she pushed up into my life like Humphrey Bogart. Like, yeah, fool, I'm finna Hulk you. And basically that's what she kind of did. But now I really wasn't taking it to a serious account on the direction that this thing was going like that. You feel me? So I was like, okay. So start messing with her. Now she had 3 kids. She had 2 daughters and a son. Her son was like at the time about 4 years old, and she had a daughter that was 14 and another daughter that was 12. Anyway, so now her and the kids was always arguing. You know what I'm saying? Her and her oldest daughter didn't get along for nothing. They calling each other bitchs. They fighting, hitting each other with sticks and all this. I'm like, man, hold up. Then they stayed in the projects, which I didn't care nothing about that. I didn't care nothing about that. You know what I'm saying? Because I love the projects. You know what I'm saying? It's cool. I don't take nothing from nobody because they in the projects. I don't care nothing about it. But the first time I went over her house, I should have known then that this wasn't my cup of tea. Let's just say she was one of them women who didn't like cleaning up. And then her kids was them kids who didn't do nothing but mess up. Now, one thing I say about D, she was a hard worker, man. She went to work every day. And you know what I'm saying? Them kids, they didn't appreciate it. They was something else, man. They was cut from a different cloth. But anyway, the kids didn't do nothing but mess up, dirty. She didn't want to clean up. It was just overwhelming. And the first time I walked in, when I first seen her car, the car looked like a real live junkyard on the inside. You had to take 10 minutes moving stuff out the way just to be able to sit down. I should have known, Tune, don't do this. Then when I went to the spot where she was staying and seen it, I should have been like, no, this ain't for me. But I blew past that because I'm feeling her. Man, listen, man, I'm going to skip through all the other stuff and get on to it. As we start messing with each other, you know what I'm saying? Things are getting a little deeper. I had a 3-bedroom house, you know what I'm saying? I was kind of blessed coming out. I ended up moving her and her kids in with me. Now, if I knew how to work that computer, I would have interjected that little thing I be seeing on TikTok when the voice, the dude say, "Oh my God." I moved them in. Now all my partners would tell me, "Tune, don't do that. You messing up." Man, I'm fresh out. I'm moving in. I want to, boom, help her out. So I moved her and the kids in. Man, it's the biggest mistake I ever made in my life. I have never, even in and out of prison, doing all this other stuff, all the little mistakes I made in my life, this one right here trumps them all. This mistake right here trumped them all, man. They tore my house up. When I say they tore him up, they tore it up. Man, listen, look, the little boy was so bad, man. Man, that little boy was so bad, man. I used to look at him. I'm like, man, look, I don't, boy. I play that chess. I keep a chess set on the table. I told him, look, don't touch this. Man, within a matter of no time, the piece is missing. They knocked on the floor. The daughter's just doing what they want to do, just messing up, man. The house nasty. They cooking in the kitchen, won't clean up. She want to go to work, smoke weed all day, get high, come home, pass out. Half the time, forget to go take a bath. Got to talk her into, hey, go, hey. You know what I'm saying? Good girl, but was trifling as the days long. Was trifling as the days long, man. But I was feeling her still. I don't know, y'all call me gang, goofy, or whatever, man. This woman turned me into Mr. Mom. Now here it is. She at work, gone, running the streets. Man, I'm at the house watching the kids. I'm talking about, she'll get off work and still won't come back for 2-3 hours because she want to run the streets with her cousins, her aunts, and all this old stuff. But I'm stuck at the house watching these bad kids. The little boy used to get on my nerves so goddamn bad. Boy, look, I'm like, and then with him, the mama pampering him, the sisters pampering him, they turning the boy into a little girl. And I'm telling her over and over, I'm like, look, man, that little boy gonna grow up to be a whoop-de-bam. No, he ain't. My son, I'm like, yeah, all right. Look how he walking. I say, look how he act. Look how he acting now. I'm telling you what's gonna happen. Will you man him up? You ain't this little man in his life, and I proceeded to do that. When I would go places, I'd take him with me. I got to get you away from all these girls, homie. I say I grew up in a house full of women too, but now I got out and got in the streets early. I got in the streets early. I ran to the set. I got with the homies. So anyway, man, I'm telling her, look, her oldest daughter, man, listen. The girl 14, she built up like she 35. She thicker than her mama. So now, it got to the point to where, I got to tell her she want to walk around the house in some little bitty stuff, and I'm telling her, I'm like, hey, look, you got to put some clothes on. You can't do this and do that. So I'm telling her mama, I say, look, talk to your daughter. I done told her 100 times about certain type clothes she wears. She got to put some clothes on. Oh, I'm going to talk to her. Did the talking do some good a little bit, but still. Then they out there, they got the TVs on. Man, they wasting stuff on the floor. They just doing stuff little girls do. They doing hair. They got nail polish everywhere. The kitchen nasty. They cooking. They don't want to wash dishes. They just horrible. It was horrible. Man, it got to the point, man, I'd be in my room and I just close the door and wouldn't even come out. I'm saying, man, look, you need to come home and get with these kids. Man, look, it got to the point to where, man, we start arguing. I don't put my hands on women, y'all. I'm not into that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like that. Man, it got to the point, man, where I guess she's seen that she could start getting a little flip at the mouth. And I wasn't going to react probably how some of them other dudes she was with reacted. Basically, I wasn't going to bust her in the mouth. So I'm like, man, I'm arguing with her about driving around, smoking weed in the car with the kids with all the windows rolled. I do what I want to do and whoop, whoop, wop, wop, wham. Hey, them your kids, you're right. You do what you want to do with them. So, man, listen. It was just, I don't even know where to begin. Man, I try to take them out and go do stuff. Man, they acting a fool in public. You couldn't take them nowhere. The mama, she's so crazy. The little boy was so bad, you couldn't take him in the store, period. He won't listen. I'm trying to hold him by the arm. He's pulling away, hollering, screaming, falling on the floor, rolling, twisting. I'm like, man, I ain't got time for this stupid mess. And she's steadily telling him, stop, don't, stop, quit. And he looking at her like she got a horn on her head, still doing whatever the F he wanted to do. I'm like, man, you need to beat his behind. Whoop him. Stop. I'm like, man, bump this. I'm sick of this. Man, look. We'll go places. It was always an argument. Could never go no place, man. It was always an argument. We arguing. Man, she want to fuss and fight. We done been at, man, look. We done had knockdown drag-outs, not physical, but to the point where I got to push her up off of me all over the city of Birmingham. Everywhere we went, we arguing. None of my people liked her. None of my homeboys liked her. And toward the end, they didn't like her. They were looking at me like, cuz, why are you with her? That's not you, homie. Look, what? Okay. I'm like, man, I don't know. Then every time I try to get rid of her, she come back whining, crying, beating on the doors, promising she gonna change, talk about she gonna do this and that. She wouldn't do it. I end up feeling sorry. I take her back. Then it got to the point where she just outright, look, hey, you might well shut up, because I ain't going nowhere. Period. You stuck with me, so you might as well learn how to deal with me. I'm what? I'm like, wench, I'm the overlord. Who you think you talking to? Man, that didn't do no good. She wasn't studying none of that. Man. Man, listen. We get into it in the backyard of my house one day. She pushed me. When she pushed me, I go back and I say, hey, man, you better. Her daughters go to hollering. You better not hit my mama. I'm like, hit your mama. I'm like, man, I'm not finna put my hands on your mama. But your mama put her hands on me. Y'all ain't saying nothing about that. We fussing and fighting. Man, listen. I went through so much stuff with this woman, man. I'm talking about the busting out the windows of the car, the flattening the tires, the whole gambit, homie. You know, man, the woman got mad at the end and tried to tear my house. I'm like, look, you and your man, look. When I got to the bottom line, I couldn't take it no more. Man, listen, the woman talk about I had ceiling fans. She tear up the ceiling fan. She busted TVs. She tore up the glass tables. She trying to, man, look, she just went to tearing stuff up. And I'm sitting there, look, I don't know what to do. I ain't finna call the police. So now at the time, I'm like letting my PO, I like my parole officer know, hey man, look, man, he telling me, man, get a restraining order. He said, I need some type of paperwork. So when it hit the fan, I ain't gotta lock you up for assault or anything. I need a paper trail saying so I can like, okay. But now, you know, I ain't with that police stuff, man. A restraining order. I got to get a restraining order against her. Whew. Man, if I'd have known right then what I knew a little while after that, I'd have ran to the man. I'd have dove up in there and dove in the police lap trying to get a restraining order. Man, listen. This woman tore my cars up. She tore my house up. She beat and broke stuff. Jumped up, broke the bed, broke the glass table, broke my fans, broke my humidifiers, broke my air cleaners, broke the mirrors, broke dishes, broke tables. Tore up the carpet. Tore up my security camera system. Tore my clothes up. Man, man, listen, man. Try to hack my Facebook, to mess my phone stuff up. All that, man. This is what I was going through. Man, sit up, man, smoke weed, Black and Miles. I don't smoke that junk. But this is what I'm putting up with. And then try to argue with me in front of the kids one day, the last straw, the final straw, man. I'm going off. Man, I'm telling y'all got to get up out of it. Man, listen. She gonna come up and push me in my face, pie face me. Call me a FN. You FUCC-NIGJ. I'm like, what? Man, when I jumped up, I didn't jump up to hit her or anything, but when I jumped up, she got scared and dove on the bed. her daughter's gonna run to the door. You better leave my mama alone, you bitch. Wait a minute. Y'all know I went crazy. I went crazy. I went crazy. Y'all know I went crazy. Went crazy. Man, look, all y'all got to go. Get up out of here. Man, we went through a knockdown, drag out. The mama got scared because she know how I feel about that type word. You know what I'm saying? So she telling her daughter, y'all get out. She thinking I'm finna do something to her daughter. Her daughter done grabbed a butcher knife. Not finna put my hands on them kids, but I was finna check her. She like ran and got in front of me. You better not. My kids, I'm not finna do none of your kids, but you and your kids got to go. Y'all got to get up out of here. Man, I ended up putting them out. Man, then I had to go through a long, drawn-out process of her trying to come back and get the few little things that they had over there. Man, the woman in my in my backyard, hollering. I got to call my homeboy over here. Man, come get this broad, man. Give me my TV. She had one TV that I was going to keep because she broke mine. Give me my man, listen, she hollering. She knew some stuff that I was into that I ain't gonna go, you know what I'm saying? And she hollering my business out. Yeah, I know this and no. I'm like, what? Man, it was horrible, y'all. It was horrible. Man, this woman, we all up and down the street, high speed chases. She cussing me out, just doing some of everything, man. I never experienced nothing like that in my life out no woman. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day when I was in LA, you know, women stayed in their place. But a woman nowadays, especially these ones out here in Alabama, man, they don't care nothing about what you talking about. Gonna call you everything but a child of God. Man, I eventually end up getting her out my life. And I don't know what she got going on now. I don't know. I ain't even really tripping. But I wish her all the luck in the world, y'all. And that type of situation, I don't wish on nobody. So, man, Tang Toon, you told your business like that? Yeah, I'm telling my business like that, man. I ain't tripping. Y'all know I'm transparent. I let it be known. It's just because it's something I went through. If I went through it, I talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Thick skin, you know. But I had to, hey, what they doing, baby? I know. Say hi. Hello. But anyway, yeah, something I went through, man. When I finally got up out my mix, boy, look, I told myself, man, I would never, ever gonna go through that again. Whew. Boy, God dropped it good within my, God dropped my wife in my lap, boy, and I held, boy, look at, hey, I was like, thank you. Thank you. Because what I went through with her, And it's all of them crazy. But the ones in Birmingham off that east side, don't mess with no woman off that east side. Don't do it. If you ever come to Birmingham, Alabama, and you meet a girl, because they'll trick you at first. If she say she from the east side, man, you better run like a scalded dog. Get the F away from her. ASAP. Anyway, man, I'm out of here, man. It's me, your big partner, Cartoon One. I represent the gangsters. I know I ain't said it in a while, but I had to get it in. I'm out of here, y'all.